We were on a protest march outside the Polish embassy. I think it was when the last COP meeting was happening in Poland. And I'd read a little bit about XR, but again, it was only media driven, and it was all, or they're all extremists, they're all going to get arrested, they're all going to tie themselves to whatever. And they came around the corner to join the climate march we were already on. And it suddenly lifted your spirits because you felt, here's a group that are actually going to do something. They're going to make a change. All of us stood here, we're trying to make a difference, but they are the people who are going to make the change. So that's what made me join them. For me, they're about raising the bar with regard to protesting against climate change and to make people do something, to make governments stand up and actually commit to what they've said they are committing to and are not committing to. And I think it's important for people to understand that we're not as radical as the media point us out to be. You know, we're normal people and we're trying to make a difference. And, you know, we're not all crusties. I'm a mother of 2 students. I live in Buckinghamshire and I'm an interior designer. I've been doing what most people who have worries about the climate have been doing for decades now, which is marching through London, holding placards, signing petitions, writing to MPs, donating to all the charities and NGOs, and seeing very little action. You know, we made personal changes as our children grew up, stopped flying, all the things you do, but it didn't change. So people know there's a problem, but they just don't do anything about it. That's what's so frustrating. And we haven't got a lot of time left. I'd just say stop denying it to yourself. You know that there's a problem and you know that you have an influence and you can change things within your own sphere. You don't have to be a politician, you know, even within your own company, within your own family, within your own friends. But if you can influence higher up, then do so. You know, it's a problem that all of us have. It's not a problem just that protesters and activists have. Everybody has this problem and we all have to do something about it now. I think people just need to stop thinking that, you know, they read or they hear something on the news and they go, oh, that's terrible. Or they'll watch a David Attenborough documentary and go, oh, isn't that awful? And then the next day, it's almost like they've forgotten about it and they go back to consuming at the level they've always consumed. They might think, oh, well, I might take a coffee cup to the shop rather than have a takeaway cup, but they actually need to change dramatically, and they need to read more about XR and possibly join in and help us get the people in power to change things. Because without that, we're not going to save ourselves. Probably for the last 10 years, I would class myself as an eco-interior designer. I used to run a website of our own that sold purely sustainable fabrics, wallpapers, paints and all of that for interiors. I think there is definitely a way to marry, if you are going to consume, if you are going to redecorate, there are ethical ways of doing that. So we're not asking everybody to change and go back to living in a cave. We can still have our lifestyle, but there are ethical ways to do it. My husband's been arrested and various members of my friends that are in the XR local group that I'm a member of have been arrested. I, for personal reasons, are one of the people who can't get arrested, purely because my husband is partly, he's British citizen, but he also holds another passport, and if we would ever want to move to the country of his birth, I couldn't go had I been arrested. So it's more for my future plans. But half the time I think, well, if we don't change anything, I'm not going to have any future plans, so maybe I should get arrested anyway. I mean, it's a difficult discussion I have with myself on a regular basis, but so far I haven't.